Let's start off a bit solemn, actually. Actually, last week after we recorded,
this was
the news broke out that Matthew Perry passed away.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. It was literally the Saturday, and then I
We
remember
recorded.
opening
You
up,
were here.
opening up Twitter, and I was like, "Oh no!" And
I was like, what?
I heard you go, "What?" And I was like, "Please don't let this be true." And yeah, Matthew
In this
Perry.
day and age, what you hear an "oh no" after opening X, and that can only mean one thing, right?
whatever has been refreshed and put on.
Yeah, but it's very sad.
You get like so desensitized to like there's just so much like terrible shit happening in the world at the moment. But like when we heard about it, it's like you have that pit in your stomach and you're like, please. You know when you hope it's a joke, but you know it's not.
A hoax?
Like,
Yeah.
Oh man,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen a lot of these like death hoax. Have you?
There was a good time where there was.
It was the rage. It was
Yeah.
all the
It's
rage.
so-
And if anything, you're right. In this day and age, you would think that like now that you've got the benefits of AI and deep fakes and whatnot, you could probably make some more hysteria up, right?
Yeah, well, we were hoping, but alas, it unfortunately wasn't true. So yeah, what happened, Matt?
So last Saturday, 28th of October, Matthew Perry, he was found unresponsive by his assistant at his LA home in his hot tub. The autopsy reports haven't come back yet, so the official cause of death hasn't been announced yet. But otherwise, they made sure to point out no drugs were found, no
Yep.
foul play is involved, and otherwise, like just yesterday, actually, on October 30, he was, or not October 30, November 3, he was laid to rest in a private ceremony
Yeah.
with a lot of the Friends cast as well, his close family. There was, on October 30, actually, 2 days after he passed away, they released an official statement altogether. Did you guys check out that statement?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was I remember seeing the commentary about it where it kind of feels this aspect of, oh, if you didn't make an immediate post about it, then you're a bad person that hasn't that haven't this concept of like, you know, take a how do I say this? You know, if you didn't take a picture, it didn't happen. Like that, this whole thing about documenting on the internet everything that is needed when somebody has died.
And especially for the cast who were closest to him, like they're allowed to grieve in private.
They have to handle with their own loss and go through that piece. But no, you got to jazz hand it all the time.
Everyone's like, what are they gonna say?
Make a
their post gonna
poignant
be?
statement.
Yeah.
And it's just nuts. It's actually ridiculous, right? Like. Because that's the other thing too. When somebody passes, that's of the public eye, and then it's always the next immediate thing's like, oh, who's going to say what? Like it's just
The
actually
priorities is,
the circus that is made of this
Yeah.
is really not great.
Yeah.
yeah.
But the joint statement was beautiful.
I'm sure it was hurting them already to like.
It was from
have
his
to-
family, right?
No, from the actual Friends cast.
Okay.
So
Jennifer Aniston, Lisa Kudrow, Courtney Cox.
they all
Matt
made a
LeBlanc,
joint statement,
David Schwimmer.
basically like deeply saddened by it.
Devastated. And then, especially the point is that in time we will say more as and when we are able. So obviously they're still grieving.
Because of course they had the Friends reunion quite recently,
ago.
and then there was always
That was 2 years. It doesn't feel quite recent, even like to me.
It does feel a while.
It does
but
feel a while,
also
right? But that wasn't obviously
Yeah.
this year. It was last year, right?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
2021.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Time.
Amidst the COVID times, right?
Yeah.
And there's always been that speculation that, you know, they'll come back for something, a movie, I don't know, like,
But
and now it's just a bit.
It'll definitely
Well,
be
that's
much
definitely not
harder.
happening.
Well,
Yeah.
also because other like Friends cast members have also passed. Like the guy who played Gunther, I
Yes.
think he passed away as well.
Yes.
So yeah, it's just it's very sad to like all of a sudden hear like he already one of the Friends cast have passed away. You would think that they would still be living on until like
His
70
parents are
or
still
something.
alive.
Yeah.
So it's just it's always that aspect
terrible.
of lost too soon,
Yeah.
and
He
it's
was
also
only 54.
And it's also like I think
54.
it's hitting a lot of people. Like I saw it on my socials where a lot of previous friends, acquaintances of mine would post it because they feel it, because Friends was such a cornerstone. Like, do you remember in the 90s and early 2000s where literally that would be on, like, I'm pretty sure it was on like a Monday on a, because it would be on their Sunday in the US or something, something like
Yeah.
that. But literally it'd be on at like 7 o'clock. People would be at home watching that one episode, or sometimes they'll do a double. Like that
Yeah.
was
Friends was huge. It was massive.
that was like
A lot of
key TV and, like, you know, just memories and core memories for people. And let's be real, from time to time, obviously they've got massive syndication across all of the channels, but like if I've got nothing to do, 100%.
Would you still watch Friends though?
100%.
Really?
Yeah.
100%.
I recently went back into a few episodes of like the best Chandler moments and all that.
What have you got?
Well, I remember back in the day when we had like season 1 and we rewatched season 1 a lot.
Yeah.
And so of course like Gum would be perfection.
Fiction.
Crystal
Classic.
Duck.
Yeah.
Crystal Duck.
Or the one where it's like Joey ends up wearing, could I be
Yeah.
wearing any more underwear or pants?
What about doing lunges? Oh yeah. There's a lot of quotable moments, and I think just the performance as Chandler as well. It's one of the most iconic comedic characters of all time.
Really underrated, right? If you
Yeah.
think about the archetypes that each of the Friends, and that's why Friends is so, I think, still so relevant today.
Yes.
Because it's that idea of there's a friends in a group and they're all these different types of people. And like Chandler, 100%, if you were supposed to rank, like, I guess from a gender point of view, like who would the best be? I would hazard a guess. Well, Joey's the easiest one, and everyone likes to hate on Ross, but Ross is like, let's be real, he's a real one. A bit
Yeah.
whiny at times.
Oh, yeah.
But Chandler is that
He's a sensitive new
really
age guy, right?
nice level
Consistent.
of zingers and paying out, but also, you know, he's in his feels.
Oh yeah. Like he's been sensitive, especially when he got together with Monica. Like one of
Yeah.
the best sitcom couples of all time.
Yeah,
as
yeah, yeah.
well.
And even like from the archetype of best male friends,
Yes.
with Joey, obviously, and the shenanigans that they would get up to.
Yeah, because like Chandler was basically the center between the two guys, because
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
he went high school with Ross,
Yeah.
and then he's roommates with Joey, and so yeah. It's
Okay, listen,
What about you?
Friends was never big for me, so I'm gonna get flack on it. It just wasn't like I wasn't Fiji, so like it was just never a big thing. I did watch it all in totality, and I get the appeal. Like you run through it. How many? 8 seasons?
10.
10? Shit, that's impressive. So look, it was good. I get it, but like, I mean, like, he did say that he didn't want his legacy
It's
to
hard,
be about
man.
Friends. I know.
It's so hard because
I know it's hard, but
yeah.
like, and look. So if we respect Chandler, no, if we respect his wishes, here's the thing. After Friends, a lot of the cast characters, that was kind of their acting high. Like if we're going to be a little bit honest, right? And think for him specifically, we can probably list some movies like it. Yeah, he never. I mean, he obviously had the well-noted battles with like drugs and there's a lot of stuff. Like it's all there, and he was very forthcoming about it. It seemed like it's funny because like again, like these characters, especially for a lot of individuals, were like like for me, like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Will Smith will always be like at a
guy.
certain age, that is your like template and your role model, and I can only assume.
Your basis of your
like of
reference
how
point.
you like create what like a good friend is, and I can only imagine like that's the impact Friends in Chandler's character had, right? But it seemed like in this phase of his life, it was like 50s, right? He was much more content. It looked like acting really wasn't a big sort of focus, and his focus was more on helping people. And this was the chapter that's why this. It always sucks, right? But it seemed like he was at peace now. And I think a lot of actors, especially when they get that fame early on, actors, singers, anyone in the public sort of spotlight, you struggle to validate your self-worth. And
Yeah.
it seemed like he was down this really good path, and to be struck down at this age where it looked like, he was getting older. He wasn't necessarily looking per se for acting roles, but he was approaching things with a bit more wisdom and care. And a lot of people, when they talk about him, it's not about like his acting prowess. It was more about the way he made people feel.
Which
Which
is-
is, to be honest, when you think about it, when you go, when everyone goes, you want to be thought of like that, right? No, but you know what I mean? It's a nice thing when people say, you know what, about like when you can talk about accolades and all that
Yeah.
stuff, which is great. But like if people are constantly mentioning you're above all, you are a good person.
Yes.
You made me feel this way.
That's the
I never
impact
felt
that's the impact you leave on people, and that's
Yeah.
what they'll remember the most,
yeah, yeah.
right?
So yeah, it just sucks, to be honest. Yeah, it does suck.
So, like speaking on that as well, like recently, a foundation was founded in his name that will help people dealing with addiction as well. And because that was also mentioned in his 2022 memoir, where it's like the specific quote where it's that he wants Friends to be on the lower end of the list
Yeah.
of what he is most known for, which is at the top is that he wants to be known for helping people that were struggling with different like drug or alcohol substance abuse.
Because it's the underlying pressures that came with, I guess, the fame and the high, right? And it's being able to deal with that pressure. And then unfortunately the vices that come through, and you think that like, him having gone through his journey and showing that, there's a way out of
Yeah.
that too. It's like to have that as like your ultimate aim, to help people through that as well, because you know what that's like that's a beautiful thing, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Matthew Perry.